So good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you to Saturday morning at Yoga Vista, and welcome to those of you joining us remotely. So this is an active Hatha Flow class, level 1 and 2, which is one of my favorite kinds of classes to teach, because we get to combine the classical Hatha yoga approach, where we come back to a neutral place like Tadasana or Shavasana, coming back to center. We get to use that system, and we also get to use the vinyasa system, where we flow poses together and we do the second part of the sun salute to link the poses from right side to left side. So we're going to do a little bit of both. Also, because it's a mixed level, I'm going to offer options, so modification and harder options. And then of course you always have the option to just pause and watch, or take a break and rest in child pose. Okay? So we're going to start sitting on a block. So if you have a block, something firm to sit on. And place your hands in your lap. Nice upright spine. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, just feel the weight of your sit bones resting into the block. Feel the weight in bones of your thighs. Noticing that solid foundation. Take a nice breath in through the nose. And a nice long exhale. And then opening your eyes, and we're going to begin to move the spine. So bring the back into an arch. Take the tail back, lift the heart, inhale. Strong exhale, round through the back. Drop your head into spinal flexion. Good. Inhale, lift the heart. Take the tail back. Nice, long, powerful exhale as we round our back. Inhale, coming into the back bend, spinal extension. Exhale, round through the back, flexion. 2 more times. Inhale, spinal extension. Exhale, and flexion. Really drop the chin. Let the neck be part of the flexion. 1 more time. Inhale, lifting the heart, tail back. Exhale, coming into flexion. Good, and then rising up into neutral spine. Good. Let's come to standing. So take your block and bring it off to the side of your mat. And come to the top of your sticky mat. And we'll do Tadasana. So bring the toes together, heels slightly spread. Bring your hands to your thighs and press your thighs back so the weight shifts into the heels. And then finding your tail, drop the tail down, draw that low belly in. So we create a very powerful, strong base so that our upper body can be light and fluid. Just let the arms hang at your side. Little rotation in the neck. So legs, so the base of the body, as we move today through our postures, we want the base of the body to be strong so that the upper body can be a little bit more fluid and light. Nice. Sun salute. Inhale, swing your arms up, gaze goes up. Exhale, diving forward. Fingertips line up outside the toes. Take the right foot back, runner's lunge. So back leg nice and straight. Knee over ankle with the front leg. Inhale here. Exhale, take it back. Lower the hips to plank. Firm belly. Shift your weight forward. Inhale, exhale, lower all the way to the earth. Chaturanga Dandasana. Point the toes. Lift the head and chest. Inhale, up dog. Curl toes under. Lift the tail up and back for downward facing dog. So for our first dog, bend the knees and lift your sit bones up. So you get a nice long spine. We're not going to worry about getting the heels to the earth. Just lift those sit bones, lengthening the spine. Long, liquid breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Finish out the next exhale and either walk or hop your feet forward. Come halfway up, inhale, exhale, hang your head. Swing your arms up and over, inhale, come back to Tadasana. And again, inhale, take it up. Exhale, diving down. Left foot goes back, runner's lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, take it back. Find your plank position. Draw the belly in, shift forward. Inhale, exhale, lower all the way to the earth. Up dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time, let's bend the left knee and draw the right heel towards the earth and pause there. Noticing the sensation in the right calf. And then bend the right knee and draw the left heel to the earth. Let that sensation in the left calf get your attention, breathing right into that area. Good, and finish out your exhale, hop or walk forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, hang your head. Swing your arms up, bend over, and bring your arms by your side. Good, 2 more. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, fold over. Right foot goes back, runner's lunge. Inhale here, strong. Exhale to plank pose and lower to the earth. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Finish out this exhale, step or hop forward. Come halfway up, inhale. Powerful exhale, fold. Really relax the neck, let it go. Swing your arms up and bring your arms by your side. Good, 1 more. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, dive down. Take that left foot back, runner's lunge. Inhale here, exhale, back to plank. You're getting tired. You can drop your knees to the earth, otherwise come all the way to the floor. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring a little focus into your hands and have a sense of sliding the palm forward. So you really make contact with the hands onto the earth. step or hop forward. Come halfway up, inhale. Exhale, hang and fold. Swing your arms up, bend over. And coming back to Tadasana. Nice. So visiting Tadasana again, lift the 10 toes, take the thighs back. Draw the tail down, belly comes in, and letting the upper body be soft and fluid. Ardha Chandrasana. Lift the arms up, bring the hands together, extend that index finger up. Let the belly come in and up through your fingers and diving to the left. Dive to the left, send the hips to the right. On your inhale, come up. Exhale, go up to dive over to the right, sending the hips to the left. Yeah, see if you can straighten both arms, lengthening through. Very good, nicely done. Inhale, come up. Exhale, we're gonna do a little bit of a back bend. So draw the belly in and up, and then diving backwards, pressing the hips forward. It can be a little back bend, can be a big one. Be mindful of your back. Relax in your jaw. Really great, come up. Inhale and exhale, float the arms down. All right, so little wiggle, relax, take a deep breath. Nice. Let's do open standing poses from a sun salute. So coming back to the top of your mat. Swing your arms up. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, dive all the way over. Take your right foot back, runner's lunge, and pause there. Yeah. Now bring your back heel in till you hit the earth. Front heel lines up with back heel. And lift the chest just a little bit. So again, we have very strong foundation, but the upper body is light. Draw your belly in. We're gonna come up to warrior one. Coming up to warrior one for a breath. Inhale. Exhale, turn and open to warrior two. And then let yourself sink a little deeper into the pose. Knee stays over ankle. And let the upper body be light and expansive. And then coming into side angle. So modified, leaning on the thigh, arms straight over. You want to go a little deeper. Slide the hand down, take the arm over. Now pull your body back. And if it's okay in the neck, you can turn your gaze up, spiraling around. Nice, come up. Press down through that foot to come up. Inhale, triangle right away. Stretch over that front leg, folding over. Bringing the other hand up. Pull your body back, looking up at your middle finger. Good, slightly bend that front knee. Bring yourself up. On the inhale, bring it up. Exhale, hands to the waist. All 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. Wide-legged, forward bend. So lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale, folding over. Bringing the hands to the floor. And let's start keeping our backs in spinal extension. So that's a flat back. Back of the neck stays long. Draw the belly in. Shift your weight slightly forward. Some of you are back in your heels, yeah. So feel that sense of expansion through the legs, through the spine, through the arms. Very long lines. And then we move into spinal flexion. So draw the belly in, let your head round, hanging over. If you're more flexible, you can walk your hands back in between your feet. Hug your elbows towards each other and feel as if you're going to press your hands forward, causing the upper back to round a bit, bringing the top of the head to the floor. And again, just notice there's a tendency sometimes to sink back into our heels. So shift the weight slightly forward so the weight is balanced between front and back foot. Good. Now lift your head, lift your chest, walk your hands back out. Bring the hands to your waist. Exhale, come all the way up. Good. Turn your left toes back to the top of your sticky mat and come into runner's lunge. And from here, we'll do revolved runner's lunge. So bring the right hand to the edge of your mat, spin towards your inner thigh and offer it up. Spin, lifting the hand up, keeping that back leg nice and straight. And you can even have a sense of pulling back a little bit to lift and open the heart. Nice, and come out, and let's take a vinyasa. So step to plank pose. Shift your weight slightly forward. Inhale, exhale. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog, lift the heart, keep the shoulders dropped. Nice, and downward facing dog. And as you finish this next exhale, step or hop forward. Come to Ardha Uttanasana, come halfway up, inhale, exhale, fold. Swing your arms up and over. And bring the arms by your side. Very nice. Let's do the other side. So I'm going to turn around and we'll do the other side. Here we go. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, dive forward. Take your left foot back, runner's lunge, and then bring the back heel in till it hits the earth. And let's use this as an opportunity. Really feel our feet rooted into the earth. Feel as if you're going to press that right foot forward and that left foot presses back. So the legs become really firm. And the upper body, when the legs are strong, the upper body can be a little bit more fluid. And we can start to use our belly. Draw the belly in. Yeah. So we come up for warrior one. Float the arms up and then open to warrior two. Quick alignment check of the knee, making sure the knee stays right over the ankle. Yeah, head is over the tail. And from here, coming into side angle. So you're going to lean onto the thigh or bring your hand all the way down to the floor and shoot that arm right over the ear. Stretch through. Powerful spiral up. A sense of spiraling up to the sky. Great. Come all the way up. Inhale, come up. Legs and arms straight. Exhale, triangle pose. So stretch the body over the leg to come down. These are beautiful. Stretch that arm up. These are great. Draw your upper back and your head back, looking up towards that middle finger. Good. Slight bend to that front leg to bring yourself up. And exhale, hands to the waist, all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. Let's do Prasarita Padottanasana C. So go ahead and float the arms up Inhale, exhale, clasp the hands behind your back. Open and lift the chest. Inhale, exhale, folding over, extending the spine as you come down. And once you get hung over, go ahead and really let the neck relax. Shift the weight slightly forward and do scoop your belly. Scoop your belly into your back. Nice. Lift the head, lift the chest, come all the way up. Release the hands and exhale. Turn the right toes to the top edge of your sticky mat and come into runner's lunge. And then we go into revolved runner's lunge. So left hand to the edge of the mat, spin towards that inner thigh like you're offering something up, and then pull back. Good, nicely done. Bring the hand to the earth. Take a vinyasa, so stepping back to plank pose. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, chaturanga, up dog to down dog. So holding your dog pose. Exhale, bend your knees, step or hop forward. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hang the head. Swing your arms up and over. Nice. And bring your arms by your side. Very good. All right, so let's do a little bit of belly work so we can get our belly warmed up, get it engaged. We'll do some balancing poses on our feet as well as our hands. All right, so come into a squat, and you want to try to snap the belly into the back and let it go. Snap the belly in and let it go. Snap it in and let it go. Good, stand up now and go ahead, bring your hands to your belly and just jiggle it a bit. And I know this isn't something we normally are instructed to do, but we need to be able to loosen the belly as much as we want to strengthen it. We want our belly to be fluid. We want it to be able to pop in, but also to have some movement. So come back in again, and this time see if you can let that in and out action go a little faster. So here we go. Pump it in, let it go. Pump it in, let it go. Pump it in, let it go. One more time. Pump it in, leave it in, and roll up through your spine, keeping your belly drawn in powerfully, keeping it in, rolling all the way up, and then letting your belly be at ease. So for me, one of the things about this area is that I don't want to keep it gripped constantly, but I also don't want to forget about it. Yeah, it's an integral part of postures and my life, right? So I want to include it. So let's do tree pose, and we're going to try to think about the belly as we do this. So transfer your weight to your left foot, bring the right foot up to the calf or the inner thigh. And then bring your hands to prayer position. And we're going to use the belly to help grow our arms upward. So let the belly kick in. Draw the belly in and send that belly energy up and out through the fingers. Yeah, oh, beautiful, beautiful. That's great. Let the belly come in and up even more. As you're in your pose, see if you can exhale now. And then see if you can just drop into eagle pose. Cross that right leg over the left. Sit down in the chair. Yeah. Hug yourself. Bring your right arm under your left. Twizzle your forearms. So I've got my toe down on the ground for some balance. See if you can bend just a little bit deeper. That's it. And pull your upper back and head back a little bit. Yeah. Nice. And then we're going to come up to a version of Warrior 3. So straightening that standing leg. Open the arms. Tighten up the right leg. Scoop your belly and start to fold over. Now let the leg lead the pose. Don't let your head lead the pose. So when the leg lifts, the body lowers. When the leg lifts, the body lowers. Leg lifts, body lowers. Scoop and hollow your belly. And Tadasana with arms up. Throw your arms out. Throw your third chakra out. Super Tadasana. You just won the gold medal. Big exhale. And come back to Tadasana.
Stay there for a second. So the next one, I want you to do a slightly angled Warrior 3, so facing this camera a little bit more, because I have you, yeah.
Gotcha, okay. All right, good. Easy side. Transfer your weight to your right. That was really great with the belly, guys, so keep the belly active. Just put your foot back down. Let me just say one thing. I promise you that just thinking about the belly has an effect, okay? You don't always have to feel it get engaged. Just considering it, we just completely leave it out of the picture. So just think, come on, belly, be a part of the pose. It will start to wake up, okay? Transfer your weight to your right foot. Left foot comes up to the calf or to the inner thigh. Finding your balance. Bring your hands in prayer position. Now see if you can start to wake up that low belly area. Draw the belly in and up through the arms. Lift up. And then see if you can find the exhale in this pose. Nice, eagle pose. Take that left leg, cross it over the right, sit down. Bring left arm under the right, twizzle your forearms. Nice, opening arms, straightening the right leg, tighten up the left leg, and open the arms. So you have various arm options. Arms can be open or by your side. Pause for a moment and just bring the focus into this back leg. Yeah, and let the back leg initiate the movement. So as that leg lifts, the torso just goes along for the ride. Don't let the head lead the pose. Take your time. Keep lifting in the back leg. Pause for a moment. Remember the belly. Draw it in a bit. Continue the tilting action. Great. Bring the foot down. Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands. Throw that third chakra out. Big inhale and exhale. And bring your arms back to Tadasana. Nice. Close your eyes for a moment and just take a moment to pause and notice the effects of all that movement. opening your eyes. So we've kicked in our belly. Let's work in Bakasana. So go ahead and spread your legs and come down to a squat position. So all of us can squat. That's great. Heels on the floor. If your heels were off the floor, it's okay. You can, if you can balance here, it's all right to have the heels off the floor too. Okay, heels on or off. So this is an arm balance. So I'm going to take us through step by step. And here's your upper arm bones, and they're touching the inside of the inner knee. And your hands are in prayer position. And to start, lift the heart up a little bit. Press your knees into the upper arm bones. Press the arm bones back into the inner knees. Now bring your focus to your belly. And can you just let it dance a little? Just draw it in a little bit. Let it go. Draw it in a bit. Let it go. Good. So bring your hands to the floor in front of the feet. And lift your bottom up. Lift your heels up and then lift your bottom up. And pause there for a moment. Make sure the knees are still making contact with the upper arm bones. So here's the part where I think it feels like a teeter-totter. It's an arm balance. So I've got to shift my balance. Right now, my weight's in my feet. I'm going to shift my weight forward into my hands. Suddenly there's a lot of weight in my hands. And then you want to bend your elbows. Do chaturanga arms. You got to create a shelf for your knees to rest on. So I bend my elbows, I bring my face a little closer to the earth. Now here's where the belly comes in. Before you even try to lift your feet, kick in your belly, draw it in. Draw it in like you're doing cat. Good, and then just play. One toe comes up, bring it to the earth. Another toe comes up, bring it to the earth. And then maybe you do toe-toe, toe-toe. I'm going to watch you for a moment. Stay and play. Try not to look back in between your feet. Some of you are really hanging your head. So look a few inches in front of your mat. Kick in your belly. Don't forget your belly with this. That's it, Carolyn. Wonderful. Excellent, excellent. Come down. Have a rest. Great. Those were so good. We're going to do them one more time. Okay? And let's say Bakasana is, relatively easy for you, or you feel like you could go a little further. You could start to play with Ardha Bakasana. So you would just slip. You really got to kick in your belly. It's like, here we go, belly. Pop it in. Right knee comes off. Helpful to use a powerful exhale. Pop it off. That becomes, easy. You can eventually work on extending. Okay? Here we go. Good luck. All right. Lift your heels up, lift your bottom up, shift the weight forward into the arms. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And really point your toes. That will help. Point your toes. Scoop your belly. Optional to slip that knee off if you want. Good. And from here, go ahead and step or jump back. Upward dog. Inhale. Downward dog. Exhale. Great. Bend your knees. Bring your chest to the floor and fold over for child pose. Nice. So come to sit up. Great. Let's come to our bellies. So come down to the earth. Go ahead and look to the right. Bring your left cheek to the floor. Bring your arms alongside your hips, palms up, toes together, ankles separate. Yeah. So I call this the resting position. We come back to this position every time. The toes are together, ankles separate, palms facing up, and we alternate which cheek is on the earth. Good, locust pose, Shalambhasana. Bring your chin to the mat. Turn your palms to the floor. Point your toes. Now remembering, we got that belly a little active, so draw that low belly in a bit. Let that be the first thing that lifts off the floor, low belly. And then lift your head and your shoulders up. Lift your legs up. Optional to lift the arms. So in this pose, I like to think more length rather than a big back bend. Wanting to strengthen the back muscle. So just lifting up a little bit is okay. If it bothers the low back, lower your legs a bit. Just notice if your fingers are having some tension. I'm seeing a little goblin, kind of ghoul hands. So nice energy through the arms and the fingers, but don't stiffen the fingers. Good, and come down. Bring your right cheek to the floor, look to the left. Resting position. Toes together, ankles separate, palms turn up. Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. So bring your hands under your shoulders. So we're going to start in baby cobra and then progress to fuller cobra. Okay, so draw the low belly in and lift the head and the shoulders. Yeah, don't use your arms at all, just use your upper back, point your toes. Good, we'll go a little further. Squeeze the glutes, the buttocks, and come up a little bit more, just a little bit more. Now begin to press the hands into the earth, but don't come up yet. Just press the hands so that the arm muscles fire. So you feel the arm muscles starting to work. Keep the shoulders moving away from the ears. And then begin to curl up, being very mindful that the shoulders don't get engaged. They stay down, elbows point back to the back corners of the mat. And you can come up a little bit, or you can keep curling. Just pay attention to your back. Relax those shoulders down. Some of you got your shoulders up around your ears. Beautiful, wonderful, come down, great work. Look to the right, left cheek on the floor, resting position. Good, and coming up. Let's come into Sphinx pose. Elbows under the shoulders, fingertips pointing forward. Can you kick in your belly? Actually, let's do the other. Just don't use your belly at all. Just collapse. Yeah? Can you really feel yourself collapse when you don't use your belly? So here's the good news. You're actually using, because nobody was like hunched over, right? You know, so you do use your belly. I think we're just not conscious of it. Yeah, because you were actually lifted up in the pose, so the core was working. So what I get excited about is just getting you to get that connection, like, oh yeah, my core is working. It is engaged, just to consider it. So draw the low belly in just a little bit. It's part of this pose. Good, now bend your right knee, reach back, take hold of the right foot. And just see how that feels. Go ahead and grab the foot from the outside, yeah, rather than the inside. And let's just say your top of your thigh is just, you're screaming like this is very intense. You can go ahead and rest your forehead down and do the rest of the pose just like this, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate it upright though. So you're up, you're pulling the right foot back, and you have even more of a back bend. You can actually lift the left elbow off the floor, coming up. Use your belly. Draw that belly in, good. See if you can drop the right ribs just a little bit. That's it, second variation of this pose. Slide the left hand forward, lift the left leg, lift the left arm. And come down. Great, look to the left, bring the right cheek on the floor, resting position. Great work. Come back up into Sphinx pose again. So same sequence, other side. So again, go ahead and draw that low belly in a bit. Feel the broadness of the collarbones. And then bend the left leg. Reach back, take hold of the left foot. Yeah, and pull the left foot back a bit. Optional to keep pulling back so that that right elbow comes up. Good, if you notice you're rolling a lot to the right, try to bring the left ribs down slightly. Yeah, that's it. Good, and then slide the hand forward. Lift off, lift that right leg up, lift the right arm up. I love this pose. Whoosh. You're sailing across the floor. And come down and rest, gaze to the right, left cheek on the floor. Good, and just so we're balanced, go ahead and now look the other direction. Nice, and bring your chin back to the mat. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Actually, bring the hands down a little bit lower. We're gonna hold up dog, but we'll keep our knees on the floor to start. So pointing your toes back, press down through your hands, and come up. Come up, yeah. And have a sense of very broad collarbones. That's it. That's it. And lift up. Use your low belly. Can you draw your low belly in a little bit? Yeah. And then press down through the tops of the feet and let the knees come off the floor. Make sure the hands are right under the shoulders. So if it bothers your low back, check where your hands are. So come down for a moment. Let me show you something. So sometimes, people say, well, it bothers my back when I do that. And can you see how my hands are in front of the shoulders? So I don't really have very good support. It's like table legs that are at an angle. So if it feels a little sensitive in your low back, check the hand position. Bring the hands back. Have the hands right under the shoulders. Draw belly in to lift. So I want to lift straight up. Yeah, can you see that? And you want the collarbones to be broad. Sometimes they draw the shoulders back, and I never could quite do that. But if I just think of really broad collarbones, and those dogs, well, those bulldogs, I think of a big bulldog chest, right? Okay, so let's try it again. So bring the hands, look back,
And so in Cobra, we have the hands under the shoulders. So just bring the hands back a little bit more. Point your toes. Press straight down and come up. But keep your knees on the ground to start. And have a look at your arms, as if the arms are going straight down. And then use your belly. Draw your belly in. Press down through the tops of the feet and lift the knees up. And then broad collarbones. Oh, beautiful. Great. And bring your knees back to the earth and fold over for child pose. Good, and slowly come up. Nice. So we're gonna come around to our backs and start in constructive rest. So lay flat on your back, knees bent. And we're gonna start with pelvic tilting. So very gentle tilting of the pelvis forward and back. So to start, flatten your back or drop the top rim of the pelvis to the floor. And then tilt the pelvis forward so you create a little bit of arch in the back. So I'm gonna sit up for a moment and just clarify. So when we drop back, we're gonna flatten the upper part of the sacrum to the floor. And when we tilt forward, we roll to the tail. Okay, so this is what the part that we're rolling back and forth on, the sacral area. The action is the back bend, the flattening of the back. So I want you to do that and do it in slow motion. Sometimes people will do this a little quick and they miss out. So do it slow and try to not really use any muscles, but to let it just be a gliding action in the joint. Back and forth. So there's a little tilt, the low back lifts, and there's a dropping back, and the low back flattens. Notice when you tilt, you inhale, and when you drop and flatten the back, you can exhale. So a wave like inhale, exhale, flattening. Spill forward and inhale. Exhale, drop back and flatten. Good, we're gonna go a little further. Spill the pelvis forward, inhale. Exhale, flatten back, and start to lift the hips up off the floor. Press your feet into the earth and lift your hips. Keep that belly scooped and hollowed. Good, and then come back down, lower back to the earth, one vertebrae at a time, and then begin again. Tilt forward, inhale, that's it, beautiful guys. Exhale, flatten back, press through your feet and lift your hips up. Good, coming back down, one more time. Inhale, fill the belly, arch the back. Exhale, flatten, press your feet into the earth, lift your hips. Good, come back down. Nice, let your knees just drop from right to left. So because we're gonna go into back bending, I wanted to do that pelvic tilting to get some fluidity in the spine. So we want to have the spine very fluid. Yes, we have to be strong for back bend, but we also need to have the spine have a little liquid kind of sensation in it. So let's do bridge pose. Bring your arms alongside your hips. Go ahead and flatten the back to the earth. Lift your hips up. And once you lift your hips high, go ahead and clasp the hands under the body. Interlace the fingers. Draw your left shoulder under. Draw the right shoulder under. And lift your hips up. Now bring your focus back down into your feet. Lift the 10 toes, spread them, and make sure that outer and inner edge of feet are on the earth. Once your hips are lifted high, can you have a sense of lifting and opening the chest as well? Nice. Release your hands and come back down. Nice. Okay, we're going to do back bend. Back bend part 1. So even if you don't push up, you can probably do this first part. So bring your hands outside of your ears, palms on the floor. And bring your hands a little bit farther away from your ears and draw the elbows towards each other. So part 1 is just going to be the same pose we just did. We just changed our arm position. So go ahead and lift your hips up. Lift your hips up. Good. Now press down through your feet, press down through your hands. Don't do anything else. Just fire those muscles. Fire the arm and the leg muscles. Good. Optional. You can stay here, or if you like, you can lift the back of the head and come to the top of the head. Yeah. Once you do that, hug the elbows towards each other, press feet into the earth, press hands into the earth. Press down and lift up if you like. Good, and come right back down. Nice. Now for my practice, I usually need to do a couple of back bends. The first one's like a warm-up. So bring your hands outside of your ears. So remember, you have 3 options. You can come just to the shoulders, you can come to the top of the head, or you can go all the way up. Hands or feet are on the floor. Press the feet into the earth. Feel the legs fire. Press the arms into the earth, feel them fire, and then exhale, come up. Nice. If your low back feels a little bit tight, you're welcome to lift the heels off the floor. Take your chest back a little bit. Nice, and come back down. Good. And pause in constructive rest. Just bring your hands to your belly, let your knees draw towards each other, and pause and just notice the sensations in the back. Nice, and then draw your knees in. Hold the tops of your knees with your hands and begin to stir the thighs around. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Stir the other direction, stirring the thighs, massaging that sacrum. 2, 3, and 4. Good. Pull the knees towards your armpits. Toes together, knees slightly separated. There you go. Release the shoulders down. Let the chin drop towards the neck. Let the chin drop towards the chest. Good, and roll to your side and come to sit up. Sitting in Sukhasana
pose of ease. Yeah, bring your hands, sitting up for a moment. And again, just taking a moment to close your eyes and notice the effects of all that movement. Good, and opening your eyes. We're going to do a spinal twist, Ardha Matsyasana. So let's go ahead and extend the legs straight out. Take your right leg and cross over. Yeah, and then take your left foot and fold it in outside of your hip. Yeah. So I'm going to give a modification for this because sometimes people get into this pose and they're like, you know, they already feel kind of, they're not even able to sit up. This hip stays lifted. If that's the case, just bring the foot inside the knee so that both those sit bones can weight down. Yeah, so it can be this way inside the knee or outside the knee. Both positions are good. And you want to feel the sit bones rooted down. Yeah, and then lift through the back of the neck. Yeah. So the preparation for twist for me is almost as exciting as the twist itself. I love the prep for this pose. So lifting up through the back of the neck, feeling the sit bones. Yeah. Now take your left arm, wrap it around. Good. Now I'm going to invite you to stay looking forward. The head loves to take over in this pose. So don't let it. Keep the face forward. Bring that right arm behind your body. Little lift in the back of the neck. Good. Now we're going to let this twist start in the base of the body. So draw that right sit bone back a little bit. Slide that belly around to the right. Slide the chest around to the right. Oh, you're doing great. Your faces are all staying forward. That's terrific. Draw that upper left shoulder over to the right. Good. Now lift up through the back of the neck and now turn the head. Looking back and over that shoulder. Coming out of the pose, before you move, drop your focus into the base of the body and begin to spin in the base first, like a spiral coming up the spine, unwinding from the base to the belly to the chest, and the head just goes along for the ride. Yeah. Beautiful. Other side. I like doing twist pose this way because in my life, you know, when my head wants to always take charge and lead the way, sometimes I get into trouble. So it's good to drop into a more intuitive part of the body, the base, the low belly, and let that be what moves the pose, not this. Make sense? Yeah? So, feel your sit bones rooted, lifting up through the back of the neck, nice and long. Wrap that right arm around, left hand comes behind the body. And lift up. Now slide that left sit bone back. Slide the belly to the left. Slide the chest to the left. Good. And now take the head. Slow turn. Good. Unwind from the base. So spinning from the base, the belly, the heart, and the head. Nice. Good. Jhana Shirsasana. So go ahead and stretch the legs out. And let's get a strap. Even if you don't need it, it's nice to have one. And so go ahead and bring that right foot in to the inner left thigh. And lift the flesh up away from the sit bones so that you're sitting right on top of your bones. So a couple of things, because in case you're watching from home, for those of you that are here, if your knee is up at more of a 45-degree angle, I'm going to recommend that you put some underneath it. It's up this high. If it's more than halfway down, you don't need it. It's just more if it's at this angle. Yeah. Okay. If you are already rounding, like you're already like this, not a problem. Just grab a blanket or a small block would be good and put it under your bottom so that you have an opportunity to sit up straight. Okay? All right, so we'll take the strap. So this is a forward fold, and we're going to move the spine into an extension, flexion, and compression. So it's all the same pose, we're just adjusting the way the spine moves. Okay? So extension of the spine is a long spine. So start by sitting upright. Release the shoulders down. Yeah. And see if you can lift your heart a little bit. Lift your heart up, not your chin, your heart. Good. Now for some of you, this may be where you need to stay. Okay? If you're able to start to hinge forward, keeping the back long, you can start to hinge forward. It's like a Swiss Army knife closing up in its case. Nice, long, straight line. Yeah? It doesn't matter how far you fold, as long as you keep the spine extended. Keep a light grip in the strap. Nice. We're going to go into spinal flexion. So draw the belly in and allow the spine to bow over. Of course, if your hands can hold your foot at this point, that's fine. If you still need the strap, that's great. But again, a light grip on the strap. Don't grip the strap and pull. So let the upper body be fluid. If you're really flexible, of course, you can bring the nose or the chin to the shin. And last movement, what I call compression. So bend the left knee and bring your forehead to your left knee. Now I have to bend my knee a lot to do that, just because of the way my body is shaped. So it changes. I don't even really feel this in the hamstring. It becomes more a stretch now for my neck and my back. I bring my forehead to my knee, and I'm really giving a nice compression to my organs. And the leg only straightens as long as that kneecap can stay on the forehead. And I'm really tucking my chin and scooping my belly. Good. And then a spinal roll up. So the last thing to come up is the head. Draw the belly in and stack your vertebrae, one on top of the other, letting the last thing to come up be your head. And then other side, switch out. Good. So
So again, using your strap, taking it around the foot, lifting up nice and tall, feeling the heart lift. Yeah. So folding over, but keeping the spine extended. Leg nice and long. Have a sense of pressing that thigh bone, the whole leg bone, down into the earth. Like you're going to make an impression in the sand with the bones of your leg. Good, and then scoop your belly and allow the spine to round. It's like a bowing over. And then lastly, going into compression. So really scoop the belly, bend the knee, forehead to knee, and draw that belly in. Really tuck your chin. Straightening the leg only as much as you can keep the forehead on the knee. And then a spinal roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Last thing to come up is the head. And exhale. Lovely. So, guess what time it is? Shavasana. Well deserved. So, go ahead and put your blanket and your block off to the side and grab, if you have a bolster, let's go ahead and use it. So I'll invite you today, if you have a bolster or a blanket, it can come under the thighs. You're also welcome to do Baddha Konasana. That feels comfortable as well, where you bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees drop open, coming down. Okay. If you were at home and you didn't have a bolster, you could actually get 2 pillows and put them support underneath the thighs, under each one. Feels very nice. So coming back into your Shavasana pose, allowing the knees to drop to the side. And go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. And open your mouth wide, big exhale. And then one more time, a nice breath in. And a long exhaling, just allowing yourself to settle into the earth. And taking these next few moments to be at ease, to be still, and rest.
So take a deep breath in and exhale. And then roll to your right side. And use your arms to help you sit up. And if you like, you can use your cushion to sit on. This is from the Osho Transformation Tarot deck, and it's on questioning. One who goes into questions strays off into the jungle of philosophy. Let questions come and go. Look at the crowd of questions like you look at people moving on the street, with detachment, standing far away. The more distance there is between you and your questions, the better. Because it is in the gap that the answer will arise. The more distance there is between you and your questions, the better. Because it is in the gap that the answer will arise. Bring your hands in the Namaste position and allow the mind to meet with the heart. Namaste. Thank you very much.